Sir, seen various things and various courses of yours. So there are possibility of many fake this fake persons who are pretending that they will teach, but after taking money, they just don't teach. There are fake these things going on in online, not offline, but I
Okay.
am talking about online.
Right, right.
So I've seen your website as well as your Instagram profile, everything.
Okay. So your main purpose is to heal yourself and family members also, and give
Yes, sir.
positive.
Yes, sir. Sir, I'm joined from computer. Should I try from my phone? As I think your voice is somewhat blur.
My voice is clear. Okay. You are using a headphone.
No, I'm using speaker.
Okay. So if you attach your headphones to the computer, you'll feel better. You
Okay,
can
I'm
just try that.
trying.
So welcome to the Reiki first degree course. Let me share with you my story. Like, I started learning Reiki in the year 2000, and many of my family members have also learned Reiki during that time. And I had migraine problem at that time. I was taking medicines, and doctors had told me that I have to continue this lifelong. But by doing Reiki, after 6 months, the problem became very, very less, and in 1 year, I could completely recover from this problem. It was also because of the healing done by my family members on me, and I was also doing it myself. So it really helped. Then I thought, okay, why not, have many people do this because it's beneficial. So I started to tell my family, friends about this, and many people did it because of that. And then I was in a corporate job, so I was traveling all over India, and I would tell my colleagues also to do it. And some people were asking me, why don't you teach me? Then I decided to become a Reiki master. In 2005, I became a Reiki master, and I started to teach wherever I found students who are interested in learning. And in that way, I started with this. And today, many of my students are now themselves Reiki masters. They are also teaching Reiki, and they are in different countries. I've also traveled to many countries. And so this is basically my story, and this is my passion. Uh, and as far as my uh, profession is concerned, I'm into a beauty business, beauty and wellness business. And in my free time, I teach Reiki, and I have so many teachers who are uh, with me in spreading this thing. It's a noble cause. So today we are going to learn the first level of Reiki. So we'll see what is Reiki, the different levels of Reiki, which three principles, beliefs. Then we will do attunement, which activates the healing abilities in you. And then we'll look at the right living practices, then how to heal yourself, others, how to heal plants, animals, and there are other applications of Reiki. Also, there is a cleansing diet which I will recommend to you at the end. So, in the first level, basically anybody who is interested in uh, learning Reiki for with a good purpose and curiosity is there, so they can learn Reiki level one. So, uh, you shared with me your reason for uh, learning Reiki for helping your family members, etc. So, do you have any other expectations or any other thoughts that you want to share?
Okay, okay. So I uh, I am doing a class, and my friend and I were just practicing our studies. at that time, from I don't know from where, but we had a topic on somewhat spirituality and all, and I was just talking, but I was not knowing that my other friend whom I am talking has done this thing and has benefited himself because he after he was a scholar. He is a scholar and has failed in 12th. So being a scholar and failing is totally two different points. So he was so depressed that he was just to have a suicide. But as he suggested that he had done this Reiki thing, so he said me that it made him to overcome his depression, anxiety, and all. And he also suggested me that I think you should do it. So this is my story, and the thing which got me into this Reiki is I'm a type of guy who just has inherited somewhat spiritual interest, and I have read this word Reiki many times, but I don't know what is this Reiki. But then I finally found that it is a type of technique which purifies your body and outer body so that any negativity in yourself can be converted into positive energy, and someone's negative can also be converted. So so I got some interest in it, and I thought that learning is important, and my expectation is I just want to, if I have a negative VT, I just need to uh, convert them into positive and help as much as people I can.
Wow, very nice, wonderful. You have very good intentions, so that's very nice. So let's look at what is Reiki all about. So Reiki is a Japanese technique. Uh, it is the name of a unlimited energy, spiritual energy. Rei means spiritual, Ki means energy, and it is a very intelligent energy. It is the energy which is created this universe and maintaining this universe, and it is a pure energy. It will come to you when you ask for it. If you don't ask for it, it will not interfere in your life. So this is a very positive energy. It will do only positive things, and you can feel this energy, but it is a very subtle energy. So you have to be very sensitive. You have to relax your mind, calm your mind. Then you'll be able to feel this energy. Okay? And it is not your energy; it is the energy of the universe which enters our body through the Sahasrara chakra. So in the body there are seven chakras: Sahasrara chakra, Agnya chakra, Vishuddhi chakra, and Anahat chakra, or the heart chakra, you can say, solar plexus or Manipur, Swadhisthana, and Muladhara at the end, at the base of the spine. So these are the seven chakras through which the energy will pass. And parallel to this, if you look at the body, then there are organs at these levels. So these organs are also charged when the Reiki energy is passed through the body. And besides this, uh, on the back side, if you see, then also there are organs. Besides the organs, there are endocrine system glands. Right? The glands are also parallel to the chakra system. So near every chakra there is a gland. So the glands are basically responsible for our emotional response, and they have many functions in the body. But when the energy flows through our body, the organs and glands are energized and then they function properly. When they function properly, any health problem will be resolved. Uh, and you also feel calm and balanced and relaxed. So this is about the the chakra system. Now, to know more about it, like there are many other beside the seven major chakras. There are small chakras like in the hand also and the feet. There is a chakra, the mini chakra. There are micro chakras which are on the fingertips. Okay? Normally, when we are small, the chakras are open and clean, and we are full of energy. But then, after some time, society teaches us to be fearful, and there are other emotions, insecurity, etc. So, because of negative emotions, the chakras get imbalanced or blocked also sometimes. So, after the year 12 years, it starts to becoming uh, like polluted, blocked. So then the energy does not flow as easily as it should. When we learn Reiki, we during the attunement process we clear the chakras, and then with your regular practice it will stay clear, and then you can get you can live a healthy life. So if nothing is done, then by the age 30-35 organs start to malfunction. Okay. Uh, so, but those who learn Reiki at any point of time, they can clean this chakra system, get it cleaned during the attunement process, and then continue to clean it with regular self healing. And your healing ability also gets activated in the first level, so then you can start healing yourself, and also you can heal other people. So you become a channel of Reiki. So you are basically uh, a channel, and the healing is done by the Reiki energy. It is an intelligent energy. So you are like allowing the energy to do the healing. So this practice helps you to stay healthy and happy, peaceful, calm, relaxed, and we can help a lot of other people also with this. So uh, this entire system is developed and designed in such a way that we can live a healthy life and help other people also. Now, there are three basic levels of Reiki. The first level, which you are learning today, is you learn to do healing with your hands. So you can keep your hands wherever there is some problem. If you have a headache, you can keep your hand here, and uh, you will learn later how to do the healing. Then you can uh, heal yourself, others, plants, animals, everyone. So that is the first level of healing. Okay. So which is basically touch healing. Means you can touch the person and do the healing. In the second level of Reiki, you can do distance healing. Means somebody is in some other city, you can do healing. Like just now, I was on a call with somebody, and that person was on in US, and there was some problem because of which healing was required. So that is distance healing. You can also heal a group. Group means a family. It can be a company. It can be any group of people, society, right? So that is there, and you can do professional healing at a after second level. So if you like, once your healing ability is like proven, you are able to get results, then you can do professional healing if you wish. Okay, so that is possible. So in the second level, you can heal as at a mental emotional level, and this is a basically higher level healing. And at this level, your heart chakra starts to develop, so you start feeling, uh, you know, uh, universal love and compassion, and those finer qualities develop in you. And it's also very fast and dynamic. Energy level also increases, your healing ability increases, and your intention uh, can heal people. That is the level. And the third level is the final level where you heal at a spiritual level, because we are not just a body, we are a spirit. So we do higher level healing at this level, which is a spiritual level healing. So even healing for issues of the past life can be done at this level. Even very stubborn issues can be healed, and many people experience miraculous results with the third level healing. And many things which are unmanifested, like for example, if there is a disease which might come in the future, even that can become healed. And you can heal the earth, you can heal global situations, problems at a global level, national level, etc. Like huge, big problems can be resolved. You can do healing for that. And with the third level, your training is complete as a Reiki practitioner. Now, after this level, your healing is very powerful. You can heal like any issue, and you become a very powerful healer. And your training is complete of Reiki. Now, as a practitioner, you can do healing for any topic, any person, or any group, for any issue. Okay. Uh, After having sufficient experience, you can, if you wish, you can become a teacher also. Okay. Like now we have Zeni, who has just joined us. She's been practicing for many years now, and uh, she's also a Reiki master now. She's from Gandhidham, and she teaches in Gandhidham and Ahmedabad and Rajkot and many other cities around. So like she is very good in healing, and her students also have like very successfully done many healing. So this is what you become. So this, if you see, this is the three levels of Reiki. What you're learning right now is healing at a physical level. Uh, Reiki heals holistically, but we need to learn the techniques for healing at different levels. That is what is the three level of Reiki, which is designed by Mikavish. Okay, and so once you learn this, practice for 21 days, you can do the second level. Then practice for 21 days, then you can do the third level. So it can take uh, 63 days or a little more to complete the all the three levels. So that's about the different levels of Reiki. So, you have any questions? You can ask right now if you have any questions. So, basically, the main benefit of Reiki is that your body's energy is like balanced. Okay, wherever there is an imbalance, you get balance. Like for example, in any of the chakras, if the energy is required is this much and it is this much. So when you do Reiki, it will be increase and it will come to pass. So then the function of that organ will become normal, and your immune system will become strong, and you can your mind becomes peaceful and calm, and it becomes like easy to do your normal functioning. So this is the uh, benefit, and you also grow spiritually. You become more creative, more aware. Your good hormones also increase. Physically, mentally, you are relaxed. Toxins are removed, impurities are removed. Your body's natural ability is activated. So these are the benefits of it. So that's why basically we do for our livelihood. We have to do some job or business, but apart from that, we have to do something for society also. That's why my mission is to spread Reiki. So I want Reiki to in every home, and we need a lot of Reiki masters to achieve this goal. And we need a lot of Reiki practitioners. And there are many teachers who are teaching, and many new Reiki practitioners are being created every year. So after you complete your training, you can, if you wish, you can also become a teacher, and and in whatever way you want, you just uh, voluntarily you can do whatever you wish, whatever you can. Like for example, for your city, you can do. When Jenny comes to Rajkot, you can help her in organizing things, and like be a volunteer, and then get trained if you wish. You can as a teacher, and then you can help in spreading this mission. Okay. So
So
now, yes.
After getting today's session, will I be able to uh, clear my chakras and all?
Yes, you will be able to do that.
Okay.
Not only yours, you can do your parents also, your family members. So it is recommended that you do that. So,
Okay, and how we will get that this is working? I
so
mean, we can't see, right?
by self experience, by your own experience, you will know it's working.
Okay, sir.
So this is basically it's a spiritual course. So it's after the course is complete, like the first level course will complete in a few hours. But that does not mean that the journey has completed. Like you are, it's a spiritual journey. The journey will complete. Uh, like it is ongoing. Even if you complete a third level, still you will be in touch with your teachers. You will like there are different stages in life. So there may be questions. There are changes in life. So always you can get in touch with your teacher, with your teachers, and you can ask questions, etc. So we have a structure for that, and we are always available. And basically, your real practice as a practitioner starts when you complete the entire course, and like then you are a proper holistic healer, right? So this is the system. So you have to learn the system in entirety, in completeness. Okay, and and also it is a spiritual journey. It's an ongoing journey. It's not a there is no end to it. So actually speaking, you can say the course never ends. You keep learning, you keep developing, and keep growing spiritually. Okay? So that in that sense, the course never ends. But of course, the structure of the course, it's I told you the three levels and 21 days apart. There are three courses like that, right? But even today, we are discovering so many things, uh, and we keep learning. There is learning never stops in life. So let's look at the history of Reiki. So uh, Mikao Usui is the founder of Reiki. Okay, and like he was born in Japan, and there was a monastery nearby where he was going for meditation every day, and for sometimes he would go for extended period of meditation for long periods of time. He was also working. He has a family, children, etc. But he was very much interested in spiritual growth. And after he retired, he also uh, like he would go to the mountains and meditate there. Okay, so often he would go to Mount Kurama, which is nearby. Uh, and he would meditate and fast. So importance of fasting and meditation is that when you fast, the entire body has no other work. So and especially if you fast for a few days, then what happens is body is not doing digestion, body is not doing assimilation, excretion. All these many processes of the body are not there. So the entire energy is available for meditation. And in such rigorous meditation, it's possible that you can attain nirvana or enlightenment, and that happened to him in 1922. And this practice of Reiki was in the monastery. It was practiced in all Buddhist monasteries all over the world, especially in Asia. But it was taught to people who are coming to the monastery. It was not taught to uh, others, because how can they learn? Because they are not coming to the monastery to learn. But because he did something different, he went out and started teaching people. So initially, in fact, he started healing people. Okay, and then he started teaching people. So basically, this Reiki is not something new. It is very ancient technique, but few people know about it because few people take interest in learning it. And it required dedication. You have to go to the spiritual master, and then learn from them. and that is also taught when you are at a certain level, when you are able to uh, reach a higher level of practice in your meditation, right? So it was passed to able students who are very good in their meditation. They are ready and they are spiritually at a higher level. Okay. Because he wanted to spread it to common people. So that is the basically probably the need of the hour, because probably the universe had an idea that after 100 years, 150 years, people will need this, and so that's how this. He started a clinic, or you can call it a school also, because he was teaching people also, and many people started to learn, and he developed this system. You see Shikira, you see system of natural healing. Okay, and basically in the early days he was teaching to everyone. He was healing, offering Reiki to everyone. But then he realized that some people are not giving it much importance, or not taking it seriously, or not following his instructions. So then he stopped giving indiscriminately, and he would only give to people who are serious about it and willing to receive it, and so with permission, and also those who are willing and those ready to take responsibility for their own healing, means ready to follow instructions, and they are serious about it. Okay? And so that way it requires some amount of seriousness in the students also to learn, okay, and follow instructions. So that is what is also required. Reiki, basically after this, Reiki started spreading all over Japan, and many of his students also became Reiki masters. So they started to teach also. Many people from Army Navy started to learn, and in this way Reiki became very popular in Japan, in the common people also. Okay, and so this continued, and one of his student was Shujiro Hayashi. He was a naval officer and surgeon himself, and so he had his own clinic. He was teaching there, and this is part of history basically. That one day, Mrs. Takata, she was living in Hawaii, in US. She came to Japan to meet her relatives, and uh, she she had some problems. She had abdominal pain, so medicine was not able to cure it. So then doctors had no idea what is causing it. Somebody told me, why did you go and uh, take healing from Reiki teacher Yujiro Hayashi? So she came to his clinic, and you know by taking healing, she was completely restored. All the problem went away, and she was like totally fine. And it was like a miracle for her, because modern medicine could not help, but Reiki helped in this case, and it happens in many such cases. So then she decided that I want to learn this system. She learned his her Shoden, which is the first level, Okuden, and the Shinpiden also third level. Then she started to spread Reiki in Hawaii. Okay, and from 1940 to 1980, till she was alive, she trained many Reiki masters, 24 Reiki masters. Some people say it is more than that, so 24 plus Reiki masters in her life. Okay, and in this way, once it was spreading in America, then it spread to other countries also. And around 1980, 1990, or 2000, it came to India around that time. In 2000, by 2000, it was it was gaining popularity. At that time, I learned, and so this is what. And during that time, much before that, actually, the Russian scientist also developed Kirlian photography. So with this, you can take a photograph of your aura, the energy field surrounding your body. If you see that there are some gaps in this energy field. So this is a person uh, before Reiki healing, this was a photograph was taken. Then the next photograph is after Reiki healing. So if you see that energy, the gaps have gone, and the energy field is now complete. So in this way, many scientific experiments were done. So people became very convinced about this. Many doctors, nurse, physiotherapist, and many other people in the medical field also, they started to learn, and they started to do practice also. So even today, if you search in Google, anywhere in America, you will find Reiki practitioners, and mostly from the medical field. They are doing Reiki healing. And even I have some students who are in now in US, Canada, and many other countries. They are also doing healing. Many of them are also doctors. So that is the reason for the popularity of Reiki. It is a scientific and very spiritual science, and it is a system. It is a complete system. If you follow the system, then you don't need anything else. You can just rely on this and live a healthy, happy life. Okay. There is there are some right living practices also which Mikhail has said. Like so, the one of the first thing is uh, the right sleep, which is like get up early and get to bed early also, and have your food also much before you go to sleep, like, so that at least uh, most of your digestion is complete before you go to sleep. That should be there. And according to Reiki, we should uh, follow the rhythm of the sun. Like once the sun is uh, in the horizon, then once daylight is there, then you can eat as much as you want. But once the sun sets, then you should not eat because the metabolism is low. And that is time to meditate also. Meditate and go to sleep, and the body heals itself. So we have to help the body in healing itself. Okay, and the morning is a cleansing time. So at night the body repairs itself, and the morning body wants to clean itself, removes all the dirt from the body. So that time we should help the body by drinking water, eating fruits, and that is the big basically this. And before every meal, you should have eat fruits, like before breakfast, before lunch, dinner. Like fruits is something which you can have before, and especially in the morning, not in the evening, but in the morning time, it's the right time. Then also healthy diet means that your meal should have 50% of raw food. So you can eat uh, the, like as much as possible, and also the food should not be uh, overcooked. Should be Japanese people eat half cooked food, like it is half raw, almost half raw. So that is uh, one of the recommendations. So you can do as much as possible. See, we're living in a society, so we're living with family members, so we have to also consider that. But as much as possible, you have to do this. And your occupation should be honest. You should not be cheating anybody or lying or hiding things from anyone. It should be honest, straightforward life, so that your mind is clear. You don't have to think, "Okay, what I've told this person." Also, thinking and feeling should be positive. Means should not have anger, worry, fear, because this pollutes the body. The This creates negative, you know, uh, chemicals in the body, and then it takes time to neutralize it. So it's better to have positive thoughts and positive feelings, and for that you have to associate it with positive people. You have to be friends with positive people, those who have positive thoughts, those who inspire you, motivate you, encourage you, and where you learn something new. So you have to talk to such people, meet such people, and avoid people who are negative and people who drain your energy. Like if you feel tired after meeting them, don't meet such people. And every day you should spend at least 1 hour or 2 hours in prayer, meditation, Reiki practice. Okay? And one of the things to stay in a positive state of mind is the Reiki principles. So because you see has given all the Reiki practitioners to repeat this morning and evening in your mind. Okay. So just now we'll also repeat this together so you can read in your mind or loudly as you wish. Just for today, I will let go of anger. I will let go of worry. I will count my blessings, like I will be grateful for everything, and I will do my work honestly, and I will be kind to everyone, every living being, every human beings, animals, plants, everyone. Okay, so these are the Reiki principles. We have to by heart this and repeat it as many times as possible, at least 2 times, and this helps us in keeping our mind in balance. Another thing in Japan is deep breathing. Deep breathing is taught in schools, and everyone does deep breathing. So this is a deep breathing exercise called Hado Kokyoho, which is basically a breathing technique. Which deep breathing is basically you take a deep breath, and while you exhale, you relax your body and also make a sound which helps you relax more, which is like this. You take a deep breath. You make a sound of ah while exhaling. So this normally people do it naturally also when they get tired. So if you do this 10 times, you'll be relaxed and you will not feel tired. So during the day also, just at some point of just when you remember, just take a deep breath. When you are studying and you take a break, that time take a deep breath. After you do some work and you're taking a break, that time take a deep breath. So keep taking deep breaths. So this is, and especially before you sit for meditation, before you do your Reiki session, take a deep breath. So this you have to do ongoingly. Okay. So this basically you need to do this like every few times. And if you do this, then you will find that you are very less tired. And when you take a deep breath, it touches the solar plexus and sacral chakra, Nabi, or the center of the body. Okay, it's called the Hara in Japanese. So you need to do this like every day you should do this. Do this at least 10 times every day. Deep breathing. Okay. Besides this, if you are doing yoga, etc., you can do that. But yoga is a totally different topic. Reiki is a different topic, right? So apart from this, Mikaushi has said that you have to do the meditation. So he was doing a meditation which is like on the breathing. Why breathing? Because our breathing is connected to our thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Okay. Uh, Breathing is something which is ongoing and continuous. We cannot stop it. And even when we are not aware of it, we are breathing. Even while we are asleep, we are breathing. So breathing is non-stop. When breath stops, we are gone. So till we are alive, we are breathing, but we are not almost all the time aware of the breathing. So we have to bring awareness to the breathing. Breathing is something which is happening in the present moment. Our thoughts might be in the past, or we might be thinking of the future, but breathing something is happening right now. And if we bring our attention to breathing, our mind comes to the present moment. This moment. Okay. When I said this moment also passed away. It became past. So when you notice your breathing, you are in the present moment. Otherwise, you might go into the past or you might go into the future. But some time of the day, you should be in the present moment. And when you are aware of your breathing, another magical thing happens is that your body relaxes very deeply, because Breathing is automatic. It is not a conscious effort, and you don't have to put any conscious effort. Just observe a normal natural breathing. And when you are observing a normal natural breathing, your breathing, suppose your breathing is like this, it will become slower and shorter, very slow and short. And after some time, it will become very slow and very short, and you will reach a thoughtlessness state of mind. There will be not no thoughts. And even if there are thoughts, you notice whether it is from the past or future, and then again notice the changes in the breathing. And if there is an emotion in the thought, like for example, if there is an emotional memory, somebody uh, hurt you or something like that, if there is an emotional memory of the past, then also there is a reaction in the body, and the breathing will be disturbed. If you remember a time when you were angry, your breathing will change, and the breathing pattern will be disturbed. It will not be smooth and slow. It will be like this. But when you observe it slowly, after some 2-3 minutes, it will become slow and short. And there will be a time when you feel that your breathing has almost stopped or it's very slow. That is the time when you become thoughtless. You become a very deep level of the mind, deeper than sleep. So some people feel sleepy when they do this, but it's normal. And you need to be in that level. And at that point of time, you also experience moments where you notice the gap between your incoming and outgoing breath. So let's say your incoming breath, then there is a millisecond of gap before it turns outward. Then it goes out, then before it turns inward, there is a millisecond of gap. That gap increases. Initially it is milliseconds, then it becomes 1 second, 2 second, 3 second. And that is where during that gap you are not even breathing in, not even breathing out. So it is in between. And that state, you become aware of sometimes even before that, but that state you can clearly identify that you are not this body. You are a infinite soul, an infinite being, and you are having the body, and you are having a mind, but you are not the mind, you are not the body, you are an infinite being. And for an infinite being, everything is possible. Like, you are unlimited, you are not limited to things, right? So you're not limited to the senses. Then you start to develop your extra sensory perception also. But all these abilities have to be used for a spiritual growth and helping other people. Okay, so this is the meditation. So that is the foundation. Meditation is the foundation, and you have to do it with eyes closed for a few minutes in the morning. Before going to sleep, also you have to do this. This is the meditation that you have to do, and then this is while doing the meditation. If something gets triggered of the past, somebody insulted you, and that memory is there. So you have to notice the impact of that on your breathing and your emotions and how you feel in your body, sensations in the body. And keep seeing it till the mind becomes calm and still, till the breathing becomes slow and short. Okay, and there is thoughtlessness. Till that time, you have to observe your breath. So when you do this, all the patterns of the past will gradually be removed or cleared. All the negative patterns of the mind will be broken, and then one day, once all the patterns are broken, you will become like the Buddha, enlightened like a Buddha, right? And for this, you don't have to go in the jungle, you don't have to go anywhere. You can do this at home, and with dedication, and you have to do this practice, and you will see the difference in yourself. Even other people will be able to see the difference in you. And this is the practice. And even when you are doing other things, be mindful of your breathing. Just be aware of your breathing when you are engaged in other activities, when you're talking to people. Notice your breathing. Make sure there is uh, like no negative thought, feeling, emotion. And if there is, then notice your breath and make sure that you observe your breath till it becomes calm and that negative pattern has been dissolved. Okay. So this is the practice, and uh, now uh, we will do this meditation. So just close your eyes for some time. Just close your eyes, relax, sit in a comfortable position, and just observe your breath, your normal natural breath, the incoming breath, the outgoing breath, and also notice the sensations in your body. Just notice whatever is happening automatically, the incoming breath, outgoing breath, and notice the length of the incoming breath and the length of the outgoing breath, and just keep noticing the breathing. Just notice the pattern of the breathing, slow and steady. Notice everything that is happening automatically, the breathing, the sensations in the body, and let your mind wander. Let it go wherever it goes. It's okay. No need to concentrate. No need to put any effort. Just be observer. Somewhere deep inside, you are a spiritual being and you are observing your mind and body. You are observing your thoughts, you are observing your breathing, you are observing the sensations in your body. And just be a witness. There's nothing to do right now. There is no need to put any effort in doing anything. Be a witness. And being a witness is the most relaxing thing because you're not doing anything, you're just observing. No need to do anything. No need to control the mind. Just observe your breathing, and automatically breathing will become slow and steady, slower and slower, shorter and shorter, and automatically the breathing will reach a state where it's very slow and very short. And you might notice that the breathing have becoming slowly slower and slower, shorter and shorter as you continue to observe, as you continue to witness without putting any effort, and just relax your body and do nothing, just be an observer, just be a witness. Allow yourself to be the awareness, the consciousness that you are, and just be conscious and just be aware. Don't try to control anything. Just let it be, just let go, and just keep observing, and just keep observing, and just notice the breathing at this point of time, how it is. Notice the breathing pattern, and let it become even slower and slower, relaxing, going deeper and deeper, observing your breath, the incoming and outgoing automatic breathing. Don't try to control anything, just relax, just let go, and just keep noticing the breathing. You are a witness, you are an observer, observing, witnessing, being aware, doing nothing, just being a consciousness, being in awareness, and notice the breath. The breath has become slow and slow and short and short. And with a kind of thoughtlessness, awareness, just pure consciousness. Just relax.